Right guys, it's Friday and you know what that means? Another Nocturnal Gaming upload. So you've probably seen the title right, that's why we're here. Yes, so today we're going to be looking at The Last Guardian. The Last Guardian has been on the cards since 2007 and we are so close to finally getting our hands on this cycle's spiritual successor to masterpieces such as Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, all of which are massively emotional and entirely made up of storytelling. The main tale of a protagonist and an accomplice, and the connection between one player and an NPC. Okay, so what do we actually know about this game that when I get my hands on it is either going to make me cry or at least put a tear in my eye? Well, some of you guys may or may not know this, but this game has been in production for nearly 10 years. That's not all. This game was first showcased, or announced if you like, at E3 2009. It was meant to be an exclusive for the PS3. But this game has been hit with tons, and I mean tons, of problems, from new layout and other team members, even production, to hardware difficulties, to the latest bug problems earlier this month. So is this game meant to be doomed from the start, or is it going to crush the critics with its raw and emotional story? Who knows until we finally get our hands on it. Created by the people who brought you games such as Ico back in 2001, and the beautiful Shadow of the Colossus, lead director in all three of these games, Fumito Ueda, definitely has a taste for heavily story-driven games. During a certainly rare interview with The Guardian, and I'll link that down below in the description for those of you who want to check it out, when questioned on his fascination with having a protagonist make a bond with another character or NPC, whatever you want to call them, Ueda responded by saying it is completely unintentional, but they actually tried not to do that. He went on to say that he prefers it if players make their own mind up on the game, since he really doesn't like force-feeding people themes. So he just makes them and lets other people interpret the ending, which if you think about it is actually pretty cool. I suppose there are some advantages to having to bond another person with an AI or NPC. It allows both players in a game to have the same sort of connection, but this only works if the two who are meant to be bonding don't actually know each other, since it allows us, the gamers, to have the same sort of connection with the other characters than their protagonist does. And would you believe 3 of the arguably the most emotional games of all time use the same sort of technique? And they are Shadow of the Colossus with Wonder and a Horse, or Wonder and a Girl, depending on how you like the game. The Last of Us, which uses Joel and Ellie, and Walking Dead Season 1 by Telltale, which uses Lee and Clementine. So it certainly isn't a unique way of creating a story and emotional content, but it does work since these 3 games have proven that. Okay, so maybe The Last of Us and The Walking Dead have taken note from Shadow of the Colossus, but that's for a whole different conversation and potentially no video. The point is that the technique works. But if you may say, Ueda hinted at the fact that the game is kind of based on his feelings on the Shadow of the Colossus, and no, not a relationship between Wanda and the girl, which is what actually Ueda intended, but a relationship between Wanda and the horse. Ueda said in his own words, for me it was the main relationship between Wanda and the girl. But after the release, I've read a lot of feedback from players who were touched by the game. They said that the relationship between Wanda and the horse was the most important and most appealing. We got the same sense that this was what most people wanted. He goes on to say that that's where The Last Guardian came from. So the year is 2016, and we've been waiting nearly 10 years for this game to release. And come E3 2016, Finally we had a release date, which was 25th of October 2016. PlayStation fans alike were all incredibly happy, and so was I. Why wouldn't we be? They were finally going to get their game. But come late September, there's a sudden and kind of expected delay, which rather annoyingly set the game back until 6th of December 2016. I mean, yeah, gamers such as myself have been waiting a long time for this, but for them to suddenly push the game back out of a month or so is kind of a punch in the stomach. But to be honest, if it makes the game perfect, or perfect in their own sort of standards, then that's okay. One of the guys at GameSpot, Scott Buttersworth, somehow managed to play the demo at E3 this year, and after playing the game, he wrote down his thoughts and feelings about it in an article, which I'll link down in the description now, or on screen. Just click it and it'll take you straight to the page. But anyway, we apparently start off at the very start of the game, which is kind of nice, since the games nowadays, or most of them in fact, starts off at a random point or a random boss battle, just to show off the graphics and complexity. But this seems to start us off at the very start. From what I can make out, we awake next to Trico for the first time. I won't go into too much detail, but we awake from being unconscious and check out the major tattoos on this kid. He must be like 12 and he's got like full sleeves and neck tattoos. Anyway, only to discover that this weird bird cat thingy, or Trico to you and me, appears to be covered in tons of armour and has a few spears sticking out of him, is tied to a wall. Scott goes on to say that as the game progressed, we can really see the effort that Ueda and his team have put into making Trico as believable as possible. An example of this would be if we start to get too far away from Trico, he'll start to whimper and kind of cry a little bit. If he hears strange noises, he'll start to flinch and like cower away. So in the way it's kind of cute, since it's what dogs and cats do when they get a bit scared or if they get a bit worried. So it's kind of nice that they've taken inspiration from real life pets. Now, it is sad to say that Ueda and his team did find more bugs than they wanted to at this such a late stage, hence why the game got delayed an extra month or two. Even after all of this time and how close we were to getting this game finally released, it still gets hit with a delay. So what do you guys think? Do you think this game is doomed from the start, or do you think it will live up to the emotional standard of their previous title? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, or you can hit me up on my Twitter or Instagram, which will be on screen now. Anyway guys, that's all for this video. I've been Toby. Make sure to smash that like button. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as well, and all that other malarkey. And I'll see you guys next time for another Nocturnal Gaming video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.